City volunteers in Lesotho visit Botswana to spread Tzu Chi's principles and recruit volunteers. Mozambique City volunteers shared the disaster relief work in Eastern Africa at the UN conference. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. Crossing the border to bring love and care to another country is how Tzu Chi's roots are planted in African countries. The team from Lesotho has always visited Botswana to spread the master's teachings and recruit volunteers. Let's take a look at their recent 2 trips to the country.
We are on the way to Botswana.
This is Lesotho Tzu Chi team's 19th visit to Botswana. First, they arrive at Johannesburg, South Africa, then to the capital of Botswana, Gaborone, and finally 6.5 more hours to reach Francistown. In total, they traveled 1,500 kilometers. It is nightfall when they finally arrive at their destination.
Finally, we reach here.
Yes, finally.
Local Francistown volunteer Elizabeth has been promoting Tzu Chi since last September. She visited 9 villages, inviting over 100 community volunteers to take part. Everyone makes handicrafts such as rugs, coffee, and jams to be more self-sufficient.
We need to be self-sufficient in order to be able to help others. Every volunteer has their own family to take care of, yet they're willing to travel thousands of miles to come here, all in the hopes of sharing and learning about Master's teachings and great love.
We are in the central district, which have more than 25 villages, but we have already managed to cover 9 villages so far since we returned from the Jodek seminar last year, September. We really appreciate Tzu Chi Lab. We really appreciate the assistance from the Lesotho team.
Spreading Tzu Chi's principles, the cycle of love has brought the volunteers to the 20th cross-border visit. Though it's a short visit, volunteers don't forget to teach them about Buddha Day ceremony.
If there's love in our hearts, our body will reflect a healthy outlook.
I've learned so much today. I hope I can turn Botswana around.
We are from Lesotho. We came to Botswana to share and learn more about Master's teachings. We are Botswana. We learn a lot from Master's teachings through South Africa and Lesotho.
In China, the rain continues to pour down the past week. Shunchang County in Fujian experienced severe flooding. City volunteers conducted a disaster survey. What they saw was that many people's homes were damaged by the flood, and the cleanup has just begun. Here's more.
The floods brought on by torrential rain has severely damaged the Renshaw town of Shunchang County in Fujian's Nanping. Tzu Chi volunteers wade through the muddy road to conduct their disaster survey with the help of the local leaders. 52-year-old Jiang Yan moved to the city from Guizhou to make a living. She has spent the last few days busy cleaning but not eating.
你赶紧先把这个吃了，先吃一下。
放到嘴里，放到嘴里，我还吃不下去，我心里很不舒服。
心里很不舒服哈。
是啊，我昨天你来找的，
大家都来帮忙，没事。
对，
大家都来帮忙的啊，他们是来帮我们的。
84-year-old grandmother Lee is crying because she had thought she wasn't going to get through this natural disaster, the volunteers comfort and calm her down.
You must settle your heart. The government will arrange everything. They will. You must rest and eat. Grandmother, take care of yourself.
Though the rain stopped on the day of the disaster survey, the water and electricity situation has not improved for the residents living near the mountain.
I haven't had water or electricity in 3 days. This disaster is real bad. I've eaten 3 days of instant noodles. It makes me so happy to see you guys here.
Besides assessing the damages, volunteers also visited the evacuated residents to ease their anxious minds. Though being disaster survivors themselves, the local residents know they can lend a helping hand on this road to recovery. As with love and care, the path will be much smoother.
In China, Liaoning has been devastated by a tornado on July 3rd, causing damages in Kaiyuan City. City volunteers went to the disaster area for the second time to assess the damages in the hardest hit village. After getting the roster of affected residents from the government, the volunteers will conduct home visits and distribute financial assistance. Let's take a look. In a week, Shenyang City volunteers have come to Kaiyuan City twice, as they're worried about the tornado-affected residents. They were invited by the local leaders to conduct a second visit and assess damages at the hardest-hit Daai Headlines village.
Many households are repairing their house roofs. They are laying the tiles. For the more severely damaged houses, the families are in need of windows and glass.
Almost all the buildings in the village have been damaged. In the week since the tornado struck, the government has provided building supplies so that some households can start repairing their houses. There are 283 families in Daai Headlines village. Among them, 45 households have not finished repairing. Some of the houses are almost completely destroyed. The local government hopes that Tzu Chi can help these families rebuild.
Tzu Chi upholds two principles. First, they want to help the hard-hit disaster area. I said that our village has definitely been hard-hit. Secondly, they provide assistance directly, so they will directly help the families who face many hardships. The third category of houses refers to houses that have been blown upward and down. Even though the house is still in place, but the walls have cracked. We are making assessment now, and the residents do not dare to stay in the houses.
After this survey, the volunteers will wait for the roster provided by the government before conducting home visits to understand the residents' needs. Then they can provide financial assistance to help the residents rebuild their homes. Medical resources are lacking on Bohol Island, the Philippines. Recently, city volunteers in the Philippines held a free eye clinic there for 2 days. One of the patients remarked that he's very grateful to Tima doctors for curing his eyes and allowing him to continue working. In the end, they helped 239 people regain their vision.
Tzu Chi volunteers and medical professionals from Manila and the Bohol Island hold this free eye clinic for 239 people. Richard in his blue polo shirt is outstanding with his white skin. After he and his wife moved here from the United Kingdom, he has been troubled by his eye problem.
I was very happy to be told about Tzu Chi and then introduced to them in Tandai, and then here, and my eyes are now working again.
Medical resources are scarce on the Bohol Island, so people with eye problems seize this opportunity to see the doctor.
I'm extremely happy that I can see clearly. Now I can do more for my family, so I'm bringing a coin bank home to pay back to the society.
As a doctor,
As a doctor, I also hope there will be less cataract patients on Bohol Island.
After the surgeries are completed, the patients struck coins in the coin bank to reciprocate the assistance they have received.
It has been 4 months since Cyclone Idai devastated Eastern Africa. The reconstruction of the disaster areas rely on the joint effort of global charity organizations. City volunteers in Mozambique recently attended a UN conference to share its disaster relief experience in Eastern Africa.
Dino is important to us here in the United Nations Tzu Chi team because he marries the differences between what happens on an international level with what is happening at the local level and bringing those local realities here to the UN.
We, as a Tzu Chi Foundation, have been working in Mozambique since 2012. We are currently more than 3,000 volunteers. Being here as representative of Tzu Chi in Mozambique is a clear signal that Tzu Chi works with the local. So as you can see on the right side, there was a house. There's no longer a house. And the left side that was put forward to help, on those crucial moments.
We're now at this point where we recognize that disasters are inevitable. And the more we can build resilience and adaptation into these national planning strategies, the less suffering will happen when a disaster inevitably comes.
So when we think about resilience, what we're really thinking about is enabling communities and enabling people to withstand the shock of a disaster.
What we are doing in Mozambique, we were working with the people. We're working with the local chiefs to see what exactly were the problems with the people and how best we could help them.
We all come from our own background, our own cultures, and our own understandings. We can't start with this top-down approach and expect it to work for the communities at the end of the day. They need to be engaged from the very beginning because they're the ones living it.
For instance, Jamaica was a country of I want to say First Nation people. And these people had ways of dealing with the environment as they do in Africa, where you have totem for the birds, totem for the earth, totem for the trees, etc. If we can shape those technology based on those indigenous knowledge, what a power it would be.
It's about time that people realize that we need to come as one, irrespective of the country where you are, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of your beliefs, that if we don't act now, we are going to put the future of this planet in danger.
Continuing her island-wide tour, Dharma Master Jiang Yan has arrived in Jiang County. She had a talk with local city volunteers who shared about how they helped the cyclone survivors in Eastern Africa. Among them, a pediatrician talked about how she volunteered at free clinics there. Meanwhile, another city volunteer talked about how she draws pictures to express what she learns from the Master's morning teachings. With simple lines and bright colors, Zhang Xiupen draws pictures every day to express what she learns in Dharma Master's morning teachings.
My pictures are bright because as I draw, I open up my mind, feeling really joyful.
When Zhang Xiupen was 48 years old, she got into a car accident and lost her left leg. She fell into a state of hopelessness. Fortunately, she was able to open her mind again after listening to the Master's teachings. Now she often shares her pictures with the community residents.
Drawing is simple. You just need a pen, a box of watercolors or crayons. Then you can let your imagination run wild.
After Cyclone Idai devastated Eastern Africa, city volunteers have held free clinics there. Ling Yuying, who's a pediatrician in Zhanghua, put her work aside to go help out in Eastern Africa.
Resources are lacking there. There are a lot of children, but little educational resources. I think if they have the opportunity to be educated, then they can turn their lives around, like the master said.
While Ling went to Africa to serve the patients there, her husband has been leading the elderly people in Hemei senior class to pray for the affected residents in Eastern Africa.
Through this activity, we can help the disaster survivors in Eastern Africa.
To help the people in Eastern Africa, city volunteers in Zhanghua mobilized to inspire the compassion of the public.
是为家己做好，照言做力。那这个言呐，成就的力量呢，来增长咱的慧命。因为咱这世人，这个身体，这生的生命，有安尼的因缘呢，汇集。
Dharma Master Jiang Yan hopes to inspire everyone's kind thoughts and encourage them to walk the Bodhisattva path diligently. While fast food restaurants offer drive-through services, a Tzu Chi recycling station in Malaysia also provides similar services. At its Tzu Chi recycling education station in Selangor, visitors can drive their cars into the recycling station and sort the recyclables themselves. The volunteers hope that by doing so, the residents can better understand recycling principles. Besides ATMs,
okay, so that's all I can see in front.
And fast food restaurants, some recycling stations also provide drive-through services. One of them is Kotaku Meaning Tzu Chi Recycling Education Station in Selangor.
This is a recycling education station, which educates the community residents on what can be recycled. Therefore, since our first day in operation, we have been encouraging the residents to do recycling themselves.
都是衣服。环保交易站的来帮我们衣服在这边，因为希望说自己亲自去体验。啊，
这个纸袋？
这个不能。
这个不能啊。
来，给你，我们就带回去。
In the past, the visitors simply drop off the recyclables before leaving. Now that they're asked to sort the recyclables, they can better understand the principle of purity at its source.
We can learn how to recycle and do, and then we need to have manpower. Yes. That one just drop there with jalan already. Exactly. So this is better education.
这拿地方铁，这个拿地方铁，好了。 来我这个铁来的，等你跟我走。
好，然后这个plastic放这里。OK， 好。
On this day, 5 students from Xiamen University have come to serve at the recycling station and learn a precious lesson.
People's desires and their needs are different. In fact, people only need some things, but they want to have too much. As a result, when we sort the recyclables, we will find items that haven't been opened. If these things are thrown into the garbage can, they would have been wasted.
The volunteers hope this recycling education station, which is as big as 26,000 square meters, will inspire the local residents to protect the environment. In the United States, teachers at Tzu Chi Elementary School in Walnut not only pass on knowledge but also shape the students' moral characters. It is a popular bilingual school in the United States. The teachers mindfully plan the curriculum so students can take valuable lessons home. Here's more.
Morning, boys and girls. I am going to start today with our November awards.
Out on time to school.
This is Tzu Chi Elementary Walnut Campus. Every day we do reading, writing, and math. Builds the foundation of things that they're going to continue to learn as they get older.
我们慈济
At Tzu Chi Elementary School, the most significant thing is that we're a bilingual school. We make sure that the kids can learn Chinese well.
We are a vegetarian campus. We are sharing our world. We're taking care of our earth.
We do have character education here at this school. This month, we are doing giving.
The little boy said, let's share. I have something you can wear.
Each month, we focus on a character trait such as respect, responsibility, being thankful, being giving, how to be good people.
I love those small class sizes. phases. I'm able to help each student as needed and challenge them.
I am their mother, I'm their teacher, I'm their doctor, I'm their counselor. I feel like I can play all these roles very intimately with all of them.
It's a big family. We really welcome our parents to partner with us on not only raising really good, strong, smart students, but amazing individuals.
我想到慈济，我就想到感恩。
When I think of Tzu Chi, I think about how grateful I am to my dad and mom and to my teacher and classmates. At Tzu Chi Elementary School in Walnut, the students enjoy studying and sharing with their classmates. In addition, one special characteristic of the school is that it passes on Chinese culture. In our next report, we'll meet a student, Amy, who's learning Chinese calligraphy diligently. Let's find out why Amy enjoys going to school so much.
天地众孝，孝当先。一个孝字，全家安。孝顺男生，孝顺子，孝顺子弟必明显。写得像用铅笔的。
我平常的时候在周末，经常就是我们两个会写书法。
都已经写了1个月了。
Usually on weekends, we spend time writing Chinese calligraphy together. I think it is very important for us to learn the traditional culture. For her parents and grandparents, this is important. Therefore, we hope she can learn it
所
too.
以还是想他懂得多一点。
Amy 是个
Amy is a good girl who is smart and polite. She is very interested in learning Chinese. She learned how to write Chinese characters, following the writing strokes. She writes very well. Besides teaching them about Chinese words, I also pass on Chinese culture. For instance, we will tell them to speak good words, think kind thoughts, and walk the correct path. They are able to do so.
我觉得小孩的品格教育非常重要。
I think children's character education is very important. Amy is a very kind-hearted child. She knows how to share and tolerate other people. She can distinguish people's kind gestures from bad acts. I hope she can always be happy at the Tzu Chi school. Every day she stays at the school till the last minute. She really likes the Tzu Chi school.
非常的喜欢刺激这样。
For 10 years, Tzu Chi University has worked with Ministry of Justice to promote anti-drug campaigns. Recently, they held a press conference to promote a book on their fight against drugs. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.